Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing all right, and I'm excited to be working on another session today. So today we're going to be doing crafting, hopefully. I want to fix up some bugs first because I am planning on releasing a video soon on YouTube. So I want to make sure that this actually works a little bit better since some of the stuff is currently broken. Yep. And good to see you, Hilbert Curve. I'm glad you could catch a stream too. That's great. So basically where I left off in the last video, well, I guess where I've just been working on and stuff too, is I've redone lighting again, and it finally works pretty good. I've got like a day-night cycle now that you can cycle through, so it goes really fast. I think I called it do daylight cycle true. Okay, yeah, it's going really fast. I gotta fix a little bit because it's got some, yeah, it has that weird glitch in the middle. But you can sort of see how all the lighting sort of updates. I can't really slow that down, but I can turn it off. And I can say like set time 900. You'll see it gets a little bit brighter. 1200 is the brightest, I think. And then if we go to like 1300, it gets darker. And then it gets darker until you get to like 800 or no, 2000. Yeah, there we go. I think that's like the darkest, and then it's nighttime or whatever. But yeah, so lighting's working pretty good, and like I have sunlight working pretty good too. So if we do set time to like 1200, and then I just jump on down here real quick. Also, I'm just checking the chat real quick. How's it going, Langors and Essie Woods? Good morning and good day to everyone. Backslash came the wrong place. Yeah. Okay, so if I go over here real quickly and then just build like a little box. Whoops. There's some bugs I gotta fix with this too, like with the way the lighting updates, but I'm done with lighting for now. Yeah, like you'll see that broke. I'm done for now though, so I'll fix that some other time. But it does work for the most part, and it's much better model than what I was using before. Okay, yeah, so you'll see it gets dark in here, and then if I like break it, breaking works better than placing blocks right now just because of the way things work. So yeah, breaking blocks is a lot better. But yeah, sunlight works pretty good along with the light sources as well, which is good. Like if I go back into here, you'll see, you know, you've got light sort of flooding out, and then it gets dark in here too. And if we set the time to a later time, you can really see that exaggerated. So if I go like 900, yeah, you'll see it's like, it's still light in here, but then if you go out here, it gets dark and stuff. So how did I fix lighting to finally do this? Yeah, bad chunks. That's one of the bugs we're going to be fixing today too. But how did I fix all this? Well, I finally found a really good article, and it was like the best article ever. That was some foreshadowing too, that blue and brown animation software. This thing. Unfortunately, it's not actually on the internet anymore, so you have to go to Web Archive. And I'm so glad I even found it. The only reason I found it at all was because this guy linked to it here, but it was all broken. And so then I was able to go through the Web Archive and get it back. But he gives a great overview of how lighting should work. And he suggested the final piece that I was doing very stupid, and sort of everything clicked for me. Instead of calculating sunlight and light levels all together, basically what you do is you calculate sunlight and skylight and light sources in two separate places in memory. That way, when the skylight changes, you don't really have to change anything, because you're literally just like decreasing the amount of skylight that's affecting the world, And when a light source changes, all you have to worry about are light sources. So it just simplified everything so much, and it actually works pretty good. So yeah. Anyways, that's that though. Is it transferable to 2D, the read? I'm not sure if it is. It might be. If you have like a block world in 2D, this would actually probably work pretty good in there too. So it's definitely worth the read. It's this thing. I'll paste it in the chat real quick. There you go. So you guys can check that out if you want. He's got part 2 also, which is here, and it's very good. So if you want to do any sort of like dynamic lighting, definitely check that out and stuff. But yeah, no problem. And yeah, that's exactly the point, the way you do it, Voxrare. So you just take the max of the skylight or the torchlight, and that's how it goes. And you can actually see that in the shader. I don't think I have my shaders open right now, but we can. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna open this whole thing in VS Code if I can. Let's just do this. Code dot. Okay. So if we take a look at the opaque shader, which since we're doing order independent transparency now too, you kind of have to split that stuff up. But anyways, if we look at the opaque shader, you can sort of see where I do this. So I get the sunlight intensity based on the sun's direction to figure out how much it should affect things. And then I get the sky level. And I bottom it out at 7, right? And then I just say, take the maximum of the sky level or the light level. And that's how it goes. So it's all pretty simple. Your mouse is way offset. It is. Uh-oh. Let me just put this thing on too. Here, let's see. I've got like this thing. Nope, not that thing. This one. Okay. It looks right on my oh wait, there, I see it now. Yeah, that's weird. I was messing around with OBS because OBS is kind of broken right now. The yellow thing is in the right place, so that's good at least. But yeah, there's issues with my DPI settings because OBS is I don't know. I don't want to talk about that right now, but hopefully this will be good enough. I'm sorry that the mouse is offset. That's kind of weird. But yeah. Anyways, what are we working on today? Well, you guys saw that one bug that was popping up. So if I start moving out of the world in any direction, if you look at the logs, I'll start getting a bunch of errors. And yeah, okay. That's just because of the way I started redoing things. And if I keep going far enough, I'll actually crash. And I've got to fix this. It's because I changed up the way I was doing like chunk generation and everything. So yeah, but Luckchan, purpose of coding Minecraft. I'm eventually going to turn it into my own game. And those chunks are all completely broken. So yeah. But yeah, I eventually want to make it in my own game. So, and it's fun. Yeah. So if I keep going, it should eventually break. If it doesn't, I will be surprised because that means it's like fixed. Okay. Okay. That all looks good. Like it's all... Yeah, that's all running good. Okay, maybe this part is fixed. I didn't expect this to work. There is something else, though, that will crash it. Here, let's try this, because I'm pretty sure this will crash. If we start breaking a ton of blocks, it doesn't like that. So let's just do set time so you guys can actually see stuff. Okay. So if I just go... And also, I need to add ambient occlusion, because you cannot tell the difference between these blocks. But ambient occlusion is another annoying thing, and I'm so sick of lighting that I don't want to do it. The bad chunks are weird, though. Yeah, I think that's just because of some logging I was doing for testing. It's not really a problem. But yeah. So if I just keep breaking things... I mean... No? Is this not going to break now, too? Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because I'm on release mode. Let's go to debug mode. It's probably just going too fast, and so it's all working fine. But if I go into debug mode, there is a problem, which could affect release mode as well. Okay, so let's go back into there. Let's see if this will trigger it. Also, I have music playing on my speakers, so if it starts doing like a double reverb thing or whatever, just let me know in the chat. My headphones can't reach my PC with the way I reorganized my room, so. Okay, so let's go that. Okay, yeah, you can see also on debug mode, it takes a while to generate stuff, and that is because of the lighting. I want to fix that as well because I feel like there's ways to improve it, just not very good right now. But I'll be working on that. So if I just keep breaking blocks here... No, is this going to work too? Okay. I swear this was breaking like just the other day. Let's see. I'll just start building something because maybe that will trigger it. I don't know, but if it's magically fixed, that kind of scares me even more though, because it shouldn't be magically fixed. Yeah, you can see that that's totally messed up. When I break a block, it all fixes itself, but... Why isn't this breaking? The one time I want it to crash and it's not crashing. Here, let's just start replacing this stuff with grass. That usually makes it crash, right? Maybe. No? Okay, maybe it's fixed. I don't know. I hesitate to say that because I don't remember changing anything that would have fixed this. And that kind of scares me because usually it's not actually good. Okay, that's all fine. Let's try flying and see if that breaks down debug mode. Also, order independent transparency. Oh, I love it. It actually works, and I'm so happy that it works. Hilbert curve. It is a well-behaved program, only works while others are watching. Yeah, it's usually the opposite, so I guess that's a good thing to have, right? Yeah, this seems to be working too. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is the bug I was looking for. I knew it was there. It was just hiding. Okay, so what the heck is happening here? Because I have to figure out what's going wrong so we can figure out. It says texture is null pointer, but that's not the actual problem. If we go into load block and we check out all this stuff, vertex data is actually, I think it looks like garbage. Let's see. If we look at... Yeah, if we go back into here and look at like what we were getting. So position index, actually that looks right, 18. That doesn't look bad. What's vertex.x? We get 1, 0, 1. Okay, so those values all look right too. But something's clearly going wrong because it's getting a null pointer in here. Yep, so struct at null. And I think that struct at null thing is what's sort of the clue. If we look at current subchunk, which is what we're using, that's all fine. It looks like it. First, that looks fine. That kind of looks sus. Chunk coordinates, yeah, that looks good too. Is blendable, false, yeah, that's fine. Number of vertices, 0. Okay, so yeah, all this stuff looks good. Where are we passing? So we're passing in textures I. Ah, okay, I think I see the problem already. These are all null. Why are these null? Textures I. Where are we getting textures from? So... Okay, textures are coming from here. Okay, so we're getting null textures here for the texture format. And where do we get those? We get those here. What block are we on? Because that would probably tell me why this is all failing. Can I look at the block's ID? Yeah. So this is block ID 7. Let's take a look at our one thing. Here, I'm actually going to close this out real quick and open it up in a better folder. I have too much stuff open, guys. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes preparing the next video, so let's see. Code dot. This will be a better folder. Okay, and I'll do that. So let's go into custom block formats. Let's see, what is block 7? That is bedrock. Okay, which makes sense because it said Y level 0 and bedrock is on Y level 0. So yeah, I'm not sure why it's not finding the texture though. Yeah, because it's saying all the textures are null. And so this is where I actually... Wait, where do I get the textures? My streams are monetized. Oh yeah, they've been monetized for a little bit, but good to see you, CGO clan. I think they've been monetized for a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know how Twitch works, so whatever happens is just happening because they set it up that way by default. So Okay, so these are all null. Where the heck am I? Where's block format coming from? Okay, so block format is coming from here, where we say get. Oh, okay. This is what's happening. Block ID is -12851. That's wrong. I should probably have an assert in here too, which we will add after this because we need to catch that. Yep, we get an ad break sometimes. Huh. I should probably turn that off because that's probably annoying, and I don't want the streams to be annoying. I just want you guys to be able to watch, and it's helpful when you can watch too, so that I can get information on if I'm doing something wrong. But yeah, I'll check that out afterwards. Okay, so is block okay? Okay, so it looks like we're getting a bad block here too. So x is 0, y is 0, z is 0. What is our chunk? I'm guessing our chunk is bad then. It says this chunk is loaded, so that's already kind of weird because we shouldn't be getting a loaded chunk. It says the bottom neighbor's null, that makes sense. Right neighbor's null, that could be fine. And it's fine, okay. I don't know, let me know if it gets annoying, guys, because I can turn that off, I think, using something. What is our data here, though? Okay, so something weird is going on here. Trying to figure out why the chunk, because this all looks right too. It says it needs to generate decorations, which is okay. It says it doesn't need to, which that could be totally true. And then it says it needs to calculate lighting, and it even has top neighbor and it has left neighbor, which makes sense as well. And if we look at left neighbor's right neighbor, we should see ourselves. Let's do that one more time. Where's the chunk? Okay, there we go. So if we look at left neighbor, that is 0x, 2a0 is the last 3 digits. If we look at right neighbor, we get null. Okay, so that's not good. But that could be just because I haven't patched them together yet. What about top neighbor? Wait, top neighbor. Oh, okay, no. Top isn't like up and down vertically. Top is up and down in the Z direction. Never mind. Which is depth in this game. So yeah. How's it going, Tree? Good to see you. SE Woods, once ad shows up, I shout out stop. And then okay, let's see. Does this, we should see top neighbor and then bottom neighbor should go back to us. Does that work? Nope, bottom neighbor's null. Yeah, so it looks like this chunk is null, but it's not saying it's null here. I'm confused as to what's going on here. Let's check it out. How do we get our chunk? This is getting the chunk from here. Where is he getting his chunk from? He's getting it from here. So is the command sending us a bad chunk? It shouldn't be. I've got light in my eyes again. Okay. So this all looks right. Yeah, like this all looks right. It's just that... Oh, you know what it is? I wonder if it's either loading bad data. So when I deserialize, it's deserializing bad data. Or for whatever reason, I'm generating bad data here. Let's do this. Let's go into the deserialize method because I had to add in some hacky stuff for this light levels. So I'm basically iterating through everything here. Let's do a glogger assert that the block, I'm doing this in a bad place too. This is not the right place at all. Deserialize is what I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. So let's go into here and we will say right here, glogger assert that block data to 1D array x, y, z dot id is greater than or equal to 0. And let's actually just pull that out real quick so that I can get that easier. ID equals that. And then we'll go back here. Okay, so let's assert that the ID is greater than or equal to 0. And ID is less than... What's our max? 20. So let's go less than 21. Bad block data when deserializing. Okay, So let's see if we are failing there, or it's got to be inside of our generate render, not generate render data, but our generate terrain, which I've kind of abstracted away and stuff too, so that I can experiment with it. So if we go down here, where I actually generate it, right here. Yeah, you'll notice that I have this thing called the terrain generator, and if we go into here, it actually sort of abstracts the generation for me, which is nice. So I can actually output stuff, textures and everything. I was doing some experimenting. We can look at that another time, but for now, yeah. Voxriffs, you're gonna forget to update that 21 when adding a new block. I'm calling it. Wait, I'm gonna forget to add that 21. Oh yeah, you're probably right. We'll figure that out later when I forget it, and then I get mad at myself for forgetting. But it's an assert, so I should know exactly what's going on, right? Okay, but if we look in here, we should always hit one of these cases. Possibly. What if one of these cases... Nope, okay, that's an else clause, so we're always going to be hitting that. Let's just do a glogger assert. Chunk data array expansion dot id is greater than or equal to 0, and chunk data array expansion dot id is less than 21. And I'm gonna forget it here too. Invalid block id. Okay, Joe Mega, how's it going? And Miri4f and Flare YouTube, how's it going, guys? I hope you're doing all right. We are solving some bugs. I'm doing all right too, thank you. So let's see if this catches it. If it doesn't, then it's I'm passing bad chunks to our thread worker, and that's what's going on. So, nope, we already hit a debug point. What is this? Bad block data when deserializing. Okay, let's see. What did we get? What is ID? Yeah, okay, this is exactly what we were getting. Okay, this is good. Maybe not. Wait, yeah, I think this is good. Which chunk is this? This is chunk. Do we have it somewhere? Yeah, okay, world save path. There we go. So this is chunks. Okay, and then chunk coordinates. Yeah, -2, -22, 3. Okay. So something weird's going on here. Joe Mega, I'm working on your math library with a tiny part of drill stuck inside. Completely inside of your tooth. Oh man, that sounds horrible. Yeah. It's going good, Flare YouTube. And Hostman, have you done the optimization where you treat multiple blocks as one block to minimize the number of vertices? That's LOD optimization. And I actually just read something about that, and it is really interesting. Here, we'll take a little detour very quickly. I think I have it under here somewhere. Yes. So this guy, he's got a lot of great articles. First of all, let's just open that up. So if we scroll down to the bottom, I think he actually has an article on this, and it's really cool stuff, but it is also pretty difficult, at least it seems. Let's go back to here. I swear he had like a popular articles or something. Maybe not. This isn't going to work what I'm doing here, but I think it's somewhere down here. I was just scrolling through his articles because he has a lot of good stuff, but he doesn't have a good way to search through it, which is really annoying. Let's search voxel. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's go to the category here. Yeah, level of detail method. So I think this is what you're talking about, Hostman. So if we just check this out, you can see that he can change the level of detail, which increases the granularity. And basically what you would do here is you would say as a chunk is farther away, make it a bigger block because there's no point in rendering as much as you would since it's farther away. So it's really cool. I want to explore it at some point, but I just haven't had a chance. So yeah. And the mandatory light face is back. It's inert and it's part. It's called greedy meshing. Well, greedy meshing is something a little bit different, but and that is a lot of open tabs. I was trying to avoid this one so you guys couldn't see this. You were thinking of this one. Let me check it out. Yeah, this guy's great. He's got so many good things on here. Oh yeah, okay, so you were thinking of greedy meshing. Okay, I haven't implemented that either yet, no. There's a problem when it comes to textures and lighting that I'm not sure how he solves with greedy meshing. because for light levels especially, like you have to store those per block. So you kind of have to have vertex data per block. So I'm not quite sure how he goes about doing that, but he does give an overview a little bit. So I don't know. It just complicates things a lot more. And right now it's running perfectly fine. So I'll take a look at that when it needs to be. But you said voxel, but it isn't really voxels. Also, if they're voxels, you wouldn't mesh them, but raycast them. Okay. Joe Omega, I am interested in this line of thought. So I've had a lot of people on my YouTube video who are saying the same thing, that Minecraft is not voxels. And as far as I know, a voxel is just a discrete measurement of a unit. It's like a pixel, right? Except three-dimensional. A pixel is just the smallest indivisible component of a 2D image. And so likewise, a voxel is the smallest indivisible component of a 3D world or whatever. And there's just different ways of rendering those voxels, which you can use either polygons or you can use ray tracing, which is what a lot of voxel games use. Yeah, volumetric pixel, so it only has one color. I'm interested in this because I've had a lot of people in my YouTube video. An array of elements of volume that constitute a three-dimensional space, especially each of an array of discrete elements into which a three-dimensional object is divided. Because, yeah, I see what you're saying. It doesn't have textures, but I just don't buy that because in GPU processing, you have fragments, which are the smallest discrete element of that specific whatever thing you're processing, right? But that doesn't make it not, I don't know. You could potentially have multiple textures there too, right? Where you're combining them into one to form the final pixel. Yeah, okay. I guess I can kind of see where you're going. I don't know though. Let's just check this out really quick too. Any of the discrete elements comprising of a three-dimensional entity, such as an image produced by this. What your definition makes sense to me though. Most of the people who have said stuff have just been like, oh, Minecraft isn't voxels, and then they don't give anything. So yeah, I can kind of see that. Voxels don't have textures. They're just one color. So, okay, anyways, let's see what's going wrong here though. So we're getting some bad stuff on Minecraft has blocks, not voxels. Yeah. Negative 22.3. I've had a lot of people telling me that too. So you should check my video. There's a lot of angry people who are like, Minecraft is not a voxel game. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, okay. Okay, let's go to, let's open a new one here because we're going to look at some binary %app data. Okay, let's go into here. This is world 4 and this is chunk 22, negative 22.3. Okay. So let's go right there. Okay, let's check this out. Gonna pull this up into here. Okay, let's get a hex editor open. Do we have my hex editor? Hex. Nope. I've got a hex editor somewhere here. Let's see. There we go. Hex. Nope. Come on. I always can't remember how to use Visual Studio Code. It's always annoying. Just the wiki description gives you an idea of what a voxel actually is. Yeah, I can understand what your definition is and stuff, but yeah. The problem is GPUs are strayed away from voxel rendering to favor polygonal geometry or polygonal. So unless you're manually using compute shader and bleeding to the frame buffer, you won't be an actual voxel game. Yeah, that's true too. Control Shift P. Thank you. Hex. Ah, thank you. Tree. Lifesaver. Okay, so what are we getting in here? We're getting a bunch of CDs. What is CD? Does it tell me? Ah, thank you. It gives me the binary. That is actually helpful. So I think the lower, let's double check. Let's see. We've got with our blocks. This is what I want to see. Okay, yeah. So the first 16 bits are the ID. Okay, so if we take a look in here, and then uint 16. Okay, yeah, this is exactly where we're getting it, right? It's saying negative 12.851. So this is definitely bad data. But why am I getting bad data serialized? That's kind of weird. Does it ever get better? Yeah, it looks like this is all just CD. Okay, so it looks like something, it just serialized a null chunk or something, which shouldn't have happened. Yeah, because this is all the okay, this is just bad. So let's go to our serialize method and see if we can figure out what's going on there. Also, SE Woods, they're trying to teach the person who's actually made Minecraft what Minecraft is or isn't. Yeah, with the comments, I agree. I mean, I can agree with the people who are saying like it's a voxel game or whatever, but no, there are some people who are like, you don't know how it works and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. There are some stuff that are inaccurate in that video as well, so I'll give them some grace there, but it is annoying when you have a lot of people who are just like nitpicking the smallest things, and it's like, well, the overall meaning is like the same. And then there's some people who are just like, well, if you think about this from a programmer's perspective, this isn't that big of a feat and stuff, and I'm like, am I not a programmer? I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to start roasting people in the comment section because that could go on for too long. Let's go to serialize. Let's see if we can catch it here. Okay. First of all, let's say glogger assert that block data is not null pointer. Bad block data. Okay, and then we're going to try and trigger this again. And then, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Well, actually, we can do block data glogger assert block data 0 does not equal 0x CD, because it looks like all of that stuff was the same. So we'll do this, and hopefully one of these will catch it. What's this saying? We can't. Let's cast this to a int 64. Okay. I believe, or maybe we need to do CD. What is this saying? Oh, but a block is basically just 64 bits. Just let me do it. We'll do this then. Since the first, we'll do this. Block data 0.id. I believe, right? 2 bytes. 16 bits is 2 bytes. Yeah, that sounds right. And that is what we should get. And I closed out VS Code again. Okay, it's fine. Let me just check the chat real quick. I will check out that Talk to Omega. Thank you. And Hilbert Ferb. It's funny how the YouTube comment section is free. I mean, like, free entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen John Lynn's demo too. He's the one guy who did the really cool voxel thing. There's a few people out there who are like working on these games that just look incredible. But yeah. Let's go ahead. I'm going to delete this world as much as it pains me. Not really. We'll delete all of these worlds because I gotta see where it's getting that bad data from. So let's do that. We'll create a new world and see what we can get. Also, I don't have the seeding working, so all the new worlds are exactly the same, which is fine for now. We're gonna work on seeding after we get this working though. But yeah, you'll see this actually takes a while in debug mode just because calculating that lighting and the terrain and the generation and everything, it just kind of messes with things. So yeah. Okay, but we get there. In release mode, it's much faster. You'll also notice, you can kind of see that those chunks in the back have weird lighting, and that is on purpose, kind of. So if we do like that, what I'm doing is I'm only going around, I'll fix this eventually, but I'm only going around the inner chunk radius. That way I can always access a chunk that's outside of me, which is why those ones are all black, because they haven't had it, and then it should update, I believe. I might not have, yeah, okay, and then as I go through, it kind of updates those and fixes up all that stuff. So we'll eventually fix all that and everything too, though. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of those errors. I think that's fine, though. The talk about is about how Nanite implements virtual geometry, so like virtual texturing for geometry. Yeah, so I was reading up a little bit on virtual geometry, too. Cool, we hit an assert. Bad block data when deserializing. Okay, so we got it when deserializing, but we didn't get anything bad when we were serializing, which is weird. Like, how did we get a bad file serialized if we never serialized that? Yep, and it's the same ID. if I had to wager a guess, I'd say that what's probably happening is I'm in the middle of serializing something, and it's also trying to deserialize it at the same time because it got like in a weird state where it was unloading but also loading. I don't know. But yeah, with Nanite though, it's really interesting because they basically just store the geometry on SSD and then swap out the geometry dynamically by using like DMA transfers or something. I don't know. Some fancy stuff where basically they're no longer like using the CPU as a middleman. They're just going directly to the GPU from SSD, which is insane. Yeah. They were able to make it so that the number of triangles rendered is only linearly dependent on the screen size and not the complexity of the scene. Yeah, which is insane. Okay. So once again, I'm wondering, how did we hit this without the serialization breaking, but just the deserialization? It's the same chunk, negative 22.3. What the heck? What is our block data? And our block data isn't... This is so weird. Why is it only complaining about this chunk? Let's go to the generate, because maybe that's where this is actually going wrong. Okay, let's delete that. Let's go to generate terrain. And maybe these are all proper numbers, and it's just generating bad stuff for some reason. Okay, let's say if command.chunk chunk chords equals glm vec2, or I guess ivec2, negative 22.3. And then we'll just do a CRT debug break. Okay. So this should break us once we hit this. I think, okay, you think I'm confusing that with direct storage? Well, I was reading somewhere because like the only way you can dynamically generate and render that much geometry is by having it like readily available, sort of like textures, right? You still have to have those stored on SSD. And I was reading about how DirectX and everything are implementing in the newest versions the ability to load stuff directly from GPU or from SSD to GPU. I don't know, but maybe those are two separate things. They're not using it the same way. I'll have to watch the talk. Okay, let's do this real quickly. Okay, we hit this immediately, which I guess is good. So let's go into here. And I guess I've already got this thing here. Yeah, so this is already checking to make sure that we don't write any bad data. So don't see how we would get that. But it's weird that as we move away from this chunk, we're trying to load it. Okay, let's see. And maybe that's what the problem is? I don't know. I was going this direction, so let's go this direction again. Okay, and then we just hit a... we just completely crashed. Okay, so this is a weird bug. Have no idea what's going on. So we're getting bad data somehow. Okay, that didn't serialize anything, which I guess makes sense. Maybe it crashed just because I had the CRT debug break in there. Yeah, let's just remove that. But I don't think that would crash it. I must say it's starting to look really awesome. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm glad it's finally turning into something a little bit cooler. We just need to get this fixed, and I think that it's probably in a pretty good place. And then I'll get crafting up and running, which shouldn't be too hard. But this is kind of important because I don't want it to just be crashing randomly, you know? And I'm so confused as to why it's doing this. Let's take a deeper look at how... I don't know, this is just so weird. Because it's not like it's getting a null chunk when it's deserializing stuff. So it's getting a valid chunk. It's getting a valid file. The file just contains bad data, which would seem to indicate that we wrote bad data somehow, which would happen when we're serializing. But for some reason, when we're serializing, I don't see the bad data. We never hit either of these. Maybe it is just because of this, right? 2 bytes is 16 bits, right? This is a 16-bit integer. This, I would assume, is 16 bits. CD. Maybe I have to do that for 16 bits? Is that 2 bytes? That seems too big. What is 0xFF? Oh yeah, maybe this is 2 bytes. Okay, that would be why we didn't hit it. Let's try this again. Yeah, because a byte, okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah, because 1 hex digit is only 4 bits. A byte is 8 bits. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. As you would, am I planning on keeping the stream schedule when I start to implementing my own twist on the game? Absolutely. The code just isn't going to be public anymore, but I will definitely still be streaming regularly because I think it's fun and it's interesting to get other people's input on everything. So, for sure. Okay, let's see if we hit this. Now, so if we start going, we should hit that serialization thing, which basically says you're doing something bad. Hopefully. It still confuses me that it's trying to load it back in again, though, if it already serialized it, which is just kind of weird. Okay, did we hit it? Bad block data when deserialized. We're just hitting the deserializing. What the heck? And I'm betting it's the same one. Nope, it's negative 22.4 now. This is so weird. Let's see what we've got serialized. Okay, it's definitely here. I mean, I've got no idea what could be going wrong because you would assume it would hit this. Or at least I would. Maybe there's something weird about like F-write that I'm not aware of. Because if I'm not writing any bad data, how is it? And then if we take a look at it, let's just take a look at it again. Okay, let's open this up in, is this negative 22, negative 4 or positive? Positive 4, okay. Let's do the positive 4. I did mention you were only checking 8 bits and not 16, but I guess you didn't see it. Oh, you did? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. There was a lot of chat just a second ago, so it can get easy to miss that. Okay, let's do Control-Shift-P. Yep, that. Okay, yep, so this is definitely bad. It's all bad. I could do a quick and dirty fix and just say if it's bad, just skip this chunk, but that's not what I want to do. I want to figure out what's causing this because that's important. How do we get bad data written though if we're not catching it here? Just makes no sense to me. And when we serialize, we just say write whatever block data we're getting. So it has to be writing that stuff. Oh, well, yeah, no, this would still, I would assume. Okay, wait. I think I might see it. No, yeah, this just makes no sense to me. That's weird. You also mentioned shouldn't be too hard. Oh no, I've heard that sentence way too often, including for myself. Yeah, I know every time I say it, I kind of cringe a little bit because I know it's going to be harder. But I have done crafting before and it's usually pretty simple. Probably not with the way my GUI system works though right now. Okay, let's do a high level overview of how all this stuff is working to see if I can see if there's something wrong here, okay? So basically, we've got different commands. Save block data has the highest priority. So that should always run before we deserialize. So serialization should always run, and we only have this on one thread, so it's not possible for it to be like multiple threads racing and stuff. So always serialize before we deserialize. So that shouldn't be a problem, right? We can't possibly load something that hasn't been saved because it has to complete. But could we be passing it, I don't know, bad data or something? Okay, so let's just go down here. So we have this. This is on exit, so this isn't really too important. It just serializes anything that hasn't been saved already. Okay, Q create chunk. So this is when we're creating a new chunk. So we basically just say get a chunk. If we don't already have this chunk loaded, so that's what this is doing. And then if we go down a little bit, box rips, you're going to ultimately inevitably refactoring this code for multiplayer. You think so? I feel like most of this can be pretty much the same, and then I'm just like sending the data over afterwards. It's only 4 p.m. here, and my brain is already panicking. Weekend is almost over. That's how I feel every weekend too. I feel you. Okay, calculate lighting. Just queues up that command. Recalculate lighting. That's all fine, I think. Okay, test light vertices. That should be fine. I mean, the one that's really getting us is when we're generating blocks, right? Because it's all breaking down once we create a chunk. So I guess I should be focusing here. So what does this do? It says get a new chunk. We get the data, which is the free lists front. And this is checking to ensure that we actually have room, so we still have data to give to it. So that shouldn't be a problem. This is a stood list on purpose. Yeah, because it doesn't need to be optimized for like all in the same ways. Wait, what's Robinhood? Robinhood is it's like a hash map in a hash set that's better than stupid MSVCs, because MSVCs is garbage in debug mode. So I had to go and get somebody else's that's actually optimized in both modes. So yeah, but that's all that is. Yep. Okay. So we get the data here, which should be fine. Like, I'm not getting null pointers anywhere, so I wouldn't assume that's the problem. Could it be because of this? I don't think this is ever called anywhere except for the main thread, so I don't think this is a problem. Yeah, because we shouldn't be creating chunks except if we're on the main thread, so that shouldn't be a problem. Well, MSVC is also required to follow C++ spec. Yeah, but it's not like a problem with following the C++ spec, because like in release mode, their hash maps, they're fine. They run really good. But in debug mode, they turn on something called debug iterators, and for whatever reason, it's like absolute garbage. And I've tried everything to turn them off, and I couldn't, so I eventually just went and got somebody else's hash map. But yeah. I looked into it more and stuff. And apparently it's because the debug iterator is called destructors every time the hash map is like destroyed and stuff, and it just does weird things. But yeah. Okay, so wait a second. Is this bad? What am I doing here? Okay, no, I don't think that is bad. Okay, that's not... Okay, that's just the chunk itself. Let me just double check that. So what are we doing here? We're basically... Okay, so this is like... Oh, okay, wait, I see what I'm doing there. I'm just saying... Wait, no, yeah, this is weird. What the heck? Okay, I think I have that backwards. Okay, so we do chunks, new chunk.chords equals new chunk. Okay, so we're putting it into that map. And then we generate a command. Oh, okay, and then we're giving it the address of that. And... yeah, Robinhood unordered node map. Okay, yeah, and since this is a node map, that's not going to change the addresses. So that's fine too. So like, this shouldn't be affected if we add new stuff there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that all looks fine to me. Like, there's nothing wrong there. Well, since it's so general, there are places where debug iterators are preferred and where it's a 1 or 2 second overhead isn't bad. Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I mean, if it's literally 200 times slower, and there's plenty of people who have complained about this, but I get it. It's hard. I don't know. I'll use Robinhood. That's fine. Do you realize that you talk continuously through the entire stream? Don't know how that's possible. Do you keep on talking after you in the stream as well? No, I don't. I purposely talk throughout the stream. I'm constantly thinking. Even, I mean, I'm sure you guys are too, when you're coding and stuff, sort of working through things. So it's just a matter of like trying to vocalize your thinking as you're doing it. But yeah, because most of my talking is just gibberish. Like, I'm not saying anything very meaningful. And when I am, I'm not thinking about the code. So okay, so we create this chunk. This all looks fine. I don't think there is anything wrong here. But when we go to deserialize it, it's like there's, and this is weird too, since we're loading in new chunks, if we're deserializing it, that just doesn't make sense. Like, how are we deserializing something that hasn't been generated yet? That's where I'm getting kind of weird. Deserialize. Is it getting the wrong path for whatever reason? So we give it the chunk coordinates. It calls this thing, which should get formatted file path. Yeah, all this is doing is it's just concatenating /x_y.bin. Yeah, so I wouldn't expect that to break. Thinking and talking out loud is kind of the same, I guess. Yeah. It's true. I'm sure you guys, yeah. You can do the same thing too. Just learn to just keep moving your mouth and not really think about what's coming out. I guess that's bad though, because you'll see a lot of streamers who end up saying something stupid because they're not thinking about what they're doing or whatever, you know? I kind of want to just ignore this for now and move on to crafting, so we're just doing something at least. But this is really bothering me that this is still here. We're definitely never hitting this. Let's just do a for int until that's less than world chunk width times world chunk depth times world chunk height I++. G logger assert. This is gonna slow things down, but I don't care right now. Block data i.id. It's not equal. Will this trigger? And I believe that's 16 bits. Like, so somebody correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just throwing bad asserts out there or something. So, we'll see. Actually, wait a second. I think that is wrong, because if we look in here, or it was negative 12,585 was the one that we were getting, right? So I should be doing that. Okay, let's see if that happens. Hopefully I remembered that right. Okay. I swear if that's it and I just had a bad assert there and we are writing bad data, I'm going to be annoyed with myself, because that's typically how it goes. Your code is right. You just use the wrong stuff. And then you're like spending hours trying to figure out what's going wrong. Okay, so let's go. Let's hit the right assert this time too, please, because that would be great. I do like the way it's finally turning out and stuff too. I watched one of Hobson's videos, which is how I improved the terrain generation this much, because it was really bad terrain before. Did we hit it? No, bad block data when deserializing. How the heck are we hitting this deserializing? But we're not. Okay, what chunk is this? Because I'm gonna. This is negative 22, 4. Okay. Let's just, if chunk coordinates equals negative 22, 4, break. Okay, if we do not hit this, I don't know what the heck is going on, because we shouldn't even be getting a stupid file there. We better hit that breakpoint, because if we're not, there's something majorly wrong. Anyone in chat that's playing Battlefield 2042. Okay, let's see if we hit it this time. We better hit it this time, hopefully. I always tell myself that I'm going to play like some games or whatever, and then the end of the day comes around and I just never have, because by the time I'm done coding, I'd rather just read a book or something like that's not on a computer, which is sad because I actually really enjoy games, but I just haven't played them in such a long time because I feel like I'm always at a computer now. I don't know if you guys get the same way, especially with like coding and stuff too, but okay, did we... Which, if this is negative 22.4, okay, nope, okay, at least it's not negative 22.4, that's good. Let's go ahead and try this again, though, and see if we can hit that one. I was about to say, there's no way that we just deserialized without serializing a file, because no file should generate them. Langor nope, current laptop I'm using doesn't even have a DGPU. Ooh. Only played one day during beta because of Far Cry 6. It's been a long time, so not that good anymore. It's okay. You guys are probably all way better than me at any shooting game because I just absolutely stink at all those. So, the last time I played Call of Duty or anything like that is probably... Actually, I used to play Halo quite a bit, like the original one with friends and stuff, because that was always fun. Okay, let's see if we hit it this time. I'm just going to start adding all the chunk coordinates into the serialized file until we hit one. Okay, good. We hit it. So let's see if this is broken. So we are serializing it. So that's a good thing, first of all. Oh, that was wrong. It's negative 12,581. So I was just doing the wrong thing here the whole time. That's fun. Okay. What's going on here, though? Why are we getting this garbage data? This is coming from here. Okay, so this is coming from save block data. So this does unload all the subchunks, which is fine. And then it says serialize the data, which is what we're doing right now. And it's giving me bad data. Where did this come from? Who calls this? I think we're finally figuring stuff out. Okay, so it comes from here. Basically what happens... Okay. First of all, what I should do is... Actually, no, I don't think... I was going to say I should change this to chunk state saving, but I don't think that's a good thing, because I think... let's go back up here. I think this does that for me. Does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, maybe I should change that first of all. Because we could be serializing bad data, like, because we're doing it on accident or something. Okay, so if chunk state does not equal chunk state saving, we'll say chunk state equals chunk state saving. Okay. And it checks and sees if we have chunk data. Now, who calls Q save chunk? Let's figure this out. This is coming from check chunk radius. So if a chunk's out of the radius, which is what this is doing, could it really be because I was just missing that one line of code that said chunk state saving? I don't know. Wait, no, yeah. I don't think it is because of that. Wait a second. Let me go back to that last one real quickly. Okay. Because I think I had flawed logic there. Okay, yeah, Q save chunk. Yeah, I think this is flawed. Chunk state. What is chunk state? Is a Minecraft chunk state. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's fine. But I don't like it because apparently the subchunks have the same thing. No. Okay, this is just checking that. Okay, yeah, maybe it was just because of that. So what this does is it basically checks to see if the chunk's in range of the player. If it isn't, then we find it, and if it exists, then we say save it. Do we ever remove it from here? I think that could, yeah, I think we do remove it. So, okay, this calls QSaveChunk. That puts through that, which if we go down here, that basically switches all of them to unloaded, all the subchunks. We serialize it, and then we tell it to unload this chunk, which comes in right here. And if we look at unload chunk, that looks for it. Okay, I do need a lock guard here because this is going to be this is going to be like serialized. But wait, what could I do instead? Instead, what I could do is, let's go back to where that was. Okay. This is something I knew about too, because I remember when I was refactoring this, I was like, oh, this is going to mess me up later. Ugh. I hate myself when you do that type of stupid stuff. Okay. So we save the block data. What we're going to do here is we're going to say, instead of doing that, command.chunk state equals chunk state unloading. I think that's what we want to do. We're going to add that chunk state. So instead of doing this, that way we're not doing that multi-threaded and stuff. We just let the main thread handle all of that so we don't have to worry about locking anything. So if we go to here, we add a new state, which is unloading, which basically means that we've already saved it. Okay, so we do that. And then when we're checking the chunk radius, we can basically say, if it's not the end and it does not equal chunk saving, if iter second dot state does not equal chunk state unloading, we'll do this. Otherwise, we'll say unload chunk coordinates. Actually, I might want to just do that because we're iterating here. No, yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. What is this though? Subchunks I chunk coordinates. Okay, so then we'll unload the chunk. We'll say, actually, we should do this if it equals unloading. We'll do this. Else, if it equals loaded, we'll do this. Otherwise, we just do nothing because, yeah, that wouldn't be good. Is this gonna work though? No, because this is never gonna get triggered. Let me rethink this again real quickly. So let's go back a few steps. Let's change this back to saving. Instead, what I'm gonna do is, this might be bad performance-wise, but we're gonna try it for now. So we remove out-of-range chunks, unload any chunks that have been deserialized. Okay, so then we'll go for auto. That's not gonna work. Yeah, we'll do auto ref for now. For auto ref, chunk in chunks. If chunk.state or second.state. Yes, okay. Equals chunk state unloading. Then we'll say unload chunk. Okay, this is where it could be bad though. Chunk.first. What does this do? This does all this stuff. I'm gonna get rid of this and we're gonna put it all right there so that we can actually update our iterator. Okay, so we'll say chunk total RAM used. We update the total RAM that we're using. We push back this guy's data. Let's change this to iter. And I want an actual iterator. How do I get an iterator? What is chunks? This is a Robin Hood unordered node map. And it's from what? It's like a GLM IVEC2 to a chunk star iterator. Okay, that's what it should be. But nope, that's just to a chunk. Okay. Still doesn't like that. It's saying that's const? No, that's weird. Basically, this is what I want, though. Let's change that back to auto. Nope, and it doesn't like this. Whatever. Iter is just that. I'm fine with that. Oh, wait, you know what it... Okay, this is what's wrong. No, what I have to do is I have to say for auto iter equals chunks dot begin until iter does not equal chunks dot end. Because of what I'm doing, I have to be careful because I'm removing stuff as I'm iterating, which means we could screw ourselves over. So chunks dot erase iter, and I'm gonna say iter equals that. Okay. And then we don't have to do this, and I'm actually gonna remove that function. Unload chunk. Believe that's the only thing that's calling it. And this is the only interesting stuff it's doing, so let's remove that. Do I have that in here too? I do. Okay, so that's good. Remove it to do. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, so we're good. And then we should be able to remove it up here too. Okay. I think this is good. Yeah, let's see what this does. I think this should be good. Oh, and then I also have to change its state to, let's see. We also have to say iter first dot state. Actually, I don't think that matters. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's see what happens. I think this should be good. Are you missing Java, Gabe? No, I think this is still fine. It's not that bad once you get used to everything, but yeah. I'd expect if you miss Java, you might have a case of programming language Stockholm Syndrome. Yep. C++ is actually pretty nice, I will say. Once you get used to it and everything. It looks horrible and everything, and some of the syntax could definitely be better. Maybe this is the Stockholm Syndrome, the C++ love. I don't know. Maybe we're backwards, Jamaica. Okay, let's see. So... did we fix this? If I start going. Okay. We're getting some lag spikes. I don't like that, so we're gonna have to see if I can fix that. Yeah, because it's definitely hitching, but as long as the bug is gone, I will take that, because that is a big first step. And it looks like that bug might be gone now. Nice. Okay. Oh, I was just about to celebrate, and then it crashed. What happened here? Okay. I knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting for it. What's this saying? Exception thrown. Read access violation. So what does it not like? Does it not like the iterator? It looks like it doesn't like the iterator. Am I doing something bad here? I'm updating the iterator when I erase, which I think that should be good. Should this be an auto ref? Is that one? No, I don't think that matters. Yeah, I don't think that matters. I see what you feel so alone. Nah, Java's still good for like corporate programming and stuff. It's still used a bunch of places there. So it's actually a pretty good language to know. First of all, why is it lag spiking too? I am curious about why that's happening. This isn't doing anything too big, right? This is just iterating. Oh, is this is iterating every sub chunk. Oh, that's not good. Okay. That would be why we were hitting a lag spike. Let's do that outside of that loop, and we won't hit any lag spikes. Have I set up Patreon on YouTube? I have not. I always said that if I hit 10,000 I would. So we'll see if I hit that, and then I'll probably set something up. Maybe. I don't know. Corporate programming like FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition. Exactly. Some corporations are getting better, though. The company I work at right now is actually pretty good in terms of stuff like that, which is nice. They lean towards a more functional style. And we're using JavaScript, which I never thought I would like. Technically TypeScript. But React is actually pretty nice. So, it's worth a shot. If you ever want to explore web development, try out React. I actually really like it. Yeah. Okay, is it loading stuff in? Okay, at least we're not getting lag spikes now, so that's good. Yeah, don't do loops instead of hot paths. It's not a good idea. Are we going to hit that bug again now, too? Or did I fix it just by removing it from that loop? We will see. I really hope it's... No, okay, I was going to say, I really hope it's fixed, but no, I didn't think that would have fixed it. Yeah, it's getting a bad iterator. This is weird. Because I'm just iterating. So I wouldn't expect to get a bad iterator. I don't know. Twitch thinks that this is that is a link. This is a long job. It does think it's a link. Okay. How am I getting a bad iterator here? This is weird. So when I erase, I set our iterator equal to that. Oh, actually, I see it. I'm so stupid. Joe Mega, you're supposed to yell at me and tell me I'm stupid when I do something like this. It's because of that line. I was erasing, and then I was updating, and then I was adding. I hate, this is when I do hate C++. When I do something like that, and I'm like, that should be more clear than the way they make it. But, yeah, wasn't paying attention. No, you're good. It's all good. I think we fixed it, though. Let me just delete these worlds real quickly. Okay. And that's not C++'s fault. Okay. Technically true. But who as a programmer, when they have a bug in their code, ever thinks, man, I am so, like, this was all my fault? No, we always yell at the programming language and say, what's wrong with you? They should have better type checkers or whatever. Or better compilers that tell me when I'm making a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I think we're finally in business, though. Let's check it out. So if I just keep going, we should not break with any luck. And you really don't need 10K on YouTube for a Patreon. You already completed some series, and for people looking for those exact things, we'll... Yeah, I agree. I just... it's just kind of like a goal that I had set in my mind. I was like, okay, if I ever hit that, then I'll start taking things a little bit more seriously. But yeah, I appreciate that. See what there should be a compiler that halts at logical mistake. Come on, exactly. Pff, halting problem is a lie, right? So you want a compiler that if you tell it what you want, creates the program you want. Yes. Guys, I think we're finally in business. It looks like we need to retessellate chunks that are on the border, though, because we're getting some chunk errors, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. So what's happening there is, since I'm finally passing what my original chunk border was, we're missing some faces where I had culled those faces because we were on the edge of a chunk. And so now I just need to retessellate whatever chunks were on the border. But look at that. We're not crashing. Oh, and it actually looks pretty good. You can't see anything, but here, if I set the time to day, and we kind of go through this a little bit, we're getting a pretty interesting world, too, which, that is all pretty good. We've got that flickering issue, too, which I might take a look at in a minute, because I know I said we'd be doing crafting, but I kind of wanted to fix some bugs today too, so this is good. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I'm happy with this. Okay. If we were in release mode too, this is going to be going a lot faster. I'm still not happy with the performance, but that can always be looked at later. Okay, cool. So we fixed that bug. If you work at it long enough, you eventually find it, right? You just have to spend the time to look for it. Let's commit that. Okay. We'll add everything, commit, fix bad chunk errors. Oh, and also, I don't think we were getting any logs that said bad chunk anymore. Let's remove all those asserts too. I need to do that. Okay, yeah, so let's... I'm remembering Vox Riffs. If you're still here, I am not forgetting to do this, so that's good. Okay, let's remove all of this. It's probably still good to have some assertions there, but I'm removing it for now just because. Okay. Okay. That's, those are good asserts. As are those. Okay, yeah. Cool. So that's fine. And then let me just commit that too, since I forgot to in the last one. Okay, remove unnecessary asserts. Okay, so let's move on to, I think I want to do that flickering bug, maybe. That one kind of scares me. Let's just move on to crafting. That's fixed, and I said that's all I wanted to fix, so let's do that. Everyone's arguing about Copilot now. Uh-oh. Real quick, though, let me talk about the generation, too, because I followed some of Hobson's advice in one of his tutorial series or something. So basically, what we can do is if we go to main.cpp, I think I still have this up. Yeah, cool. So I can run output to noise textures, which basically allows me to tweak my noise generation algorithms and sort of see what they're outputting as a height map. So if we run this, what we're going to get is it's going to go ahead and just generate some noise and output it to this file here. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm generating 5 layers of noise and I'm combining them all into this one texture here. So you can see that that's how we're getting the more interesting terrain. We basically have some noisier stuff, some less noisy stuff, some smoother stuff, and then it all gets combined into this height map, which is what we're using. One thing that I don't have is seeding. I do need to do that too. So let's actually think about that real quickly. If I go into the terrain generator, which is where all this stuff lives now, and let's also just remove all of this garbage, because this will actually be useful to fix real quickly. Okay, I believe we get a seed in here. Nope. Okay, so we generate one of the generator thingies. Yeah, okay. And then we do this. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is how do I seed this noise generator and stuff. Hilbert curve, do you generate those layers while creating a world or are they static? Yes, those layers are generated while I'm creating the world. Well, like they're created, but they're kind of implicitly created. All I do is I use this noise function. So like you can see that what I'm doing here is I get this normalized height. So I go through the number of layers, which is what this number of noise is. I just get a noise value and then I blend it together. So I don't actually write like an image file or anything, or save that data, because I don't want to waste more RAM than I already am. So basically, like, that's just for me when I'm experimenting and stuff. I just do it here and I save all the data and then I just output it to a texture. But yeah. So how do we seed this though is what I'm wondering. This is what I'm using too. So this scale and weights thing is basically like, what noise do I want to use? So this generates different noise, and then this is how much percentage of that noise do I want to use. So like 5%, 10%, 20, 60%. Just so that you can sort of tweak the values so that when you get to mountains and stuff, you can use more of the noisy terrain, and then when you get to deserts, you use more of the flat terrain. And you can tweak all that stuff eventually. But what I'm wondering is, how do we seed this? Because I don't think we can seed the Simple X noise thing, which is kind of annoying. So we've got these, we've got these values, which is frequency, amplitude, lacunarity, and persistence. Frequency is the width of the first octave of noise, default to 1. Amplitude is the height of the first octave of noise. Lacunarity specifies the frequency multiplier between successive octaves. Persistence is the loss of amplitude. So none of that stuff makes sense to me. I'm not sure if I should randomize this stuff or if I should randomize something else with the seed. You know, because like the octaves, we want that to remain the same. We want our X and Y and Z and whatever to remain the same. So how do I seed this? Let's Google how to seed Purlin noise. I guess this is technically Simple X. Let's do that. Best way to seed Purlin noise. Yeah, let's just take a look at this. Okay, since no one is gonna write up an answer, I'm trying to write myself. The wonders of Stack Overflow. Case 1, improved noise reference implementation. Okay, noise function takes 3 doubles, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So it looks like he's actually implementing this himself, which I kind of don't want to do. And then he's just choosing one of the random seeds. Okay, so he's basically just... yeah, I don't know. Let's find something better than this. Voxrivs just came back. Did you fix the bad chunk errors? We did. Jomega, I need to calculate ATAN with an infinite series to have a compile time version. Okay, let's see. How to randomize the seed of a noise library. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, let's see if this... okay. So these people are all using libraries. I just want to find out how you can just seed it, which I guess maybe that first guy was doing, but yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure if there's anything that's really good for this. Everyone is talking about libraries. I want to know, like... okay, let's see if this one has something. Somebody's got to have something, right? On one of these weird websites. No. Nope, this is just the same guy who wrote it up on Stack Overflow. We might just look at this another time. I don't know. I'm probably just going to look at that in my off time. For now, let's work on crafting. Okay. What was the problem? The problem was... what was the problem? I think... what was the problem? I'm trying to think now. It was something about the way I was saving stuff. I think that's the best way I can come up with it. Check chunk radius. It was in here. Oh, actually, this is in chunk manager. It was something wrong in here. Unload any chunks that have been deserialized. Yeah, I think I was basically just hanging on to the chunks and not actually... yeah, that's what it was. So basically, they were just living forever, even after I had already gotten rid of them. So yeah. Miri4F, Sebastian Log has a really good tutorial on terrain gen and explains what the different variables. Thank you, Miri4F. I will check him out after the stream because that is actually a good idea. He has a lot of great stuff. So, Let's go on to crafting though, because I kind of do want to get that working. So let's go ahead, open up a sprite real quickly to create some textures. Actually, I think I have something in here that will probably be better. So let's go into images. Yep, there we go. Let's open this guy up. Okay, so for crafting stuff, I think I'm going to use like a variation of this button. So let me just grab this. Okay, copy that. And let's see if I can do pixel art. Spoiler alert, I can't, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. Did I just move that too far over too? I think I did. That's annoying. Yep, I did. Okay. Let's try this again. Actually, instead of that, let's just do this. I'll say select this color. Let's get a box. So basically what I'm trying to do here is just create like a menu screen or whatever. We just want like a box, right, for the inventory, because that's kind of what I need to do, is just like come up with some sort of inventory thing. So let's do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and select this. Hopefully my brother can create some better looking stuff eventually. Whoops, that's not a box. Let's go ahead and get that box again. Okay, and then I'll just go ahead and do something like this. Trying to make sure I'm getting this all symmetric. Okay. And then basically that's all I need, because what we're going to do is we're going to dynamically pop these inventory slots across this thing. I'm trying to think. I think that's all we want to do is pop those across here. So let me just save that real quickly, and then let's grab this thing, because I might have to change it up a little bit. Okay, let's go zoom in. Okay, grab that, copy that, paste it. Yeah, so basically what I want to do, I mean, these are going to be smaller in the game and stuff, right? And then I'm just going to be popping them across. And then we're going to have like something up here. Okay, I need some delimiters or something. Let's go ahead and just select that. It doesn't need to look good, but I want to do something that's somewhat good. Okay, so basically we'll just have like, you know, like Minecraft, you got the crafting thing up here, you got the output window over there or something. You know what? I should probably just take their sprites, but I'm not going to do that. So we've got like that area, and then we've got like this area, and then we've got like this area. Okay, right? Let me just make sure that's all aligned. Okay, and then we've got like a little arrow here. Okay, let's just do that. It doesn't need to look too good. Okay. This is obviously not my forte. I can't even talk while doing this because I'm like focusing so hard on trying to make this look okay. But it's still not working. Okay, let's just do that. Let's do 2. And I'll grab that. And hopefully this all looks fine. Cool, that worked out pretty good. Okay, can I do a fill? Flood fill, where's that? Okay, there we go, cool. That's good enough for me. So this is gonna be our crappy inventory holder thing for now, and then we'll fix that up later on. Did I buy a sprite or compile it myself? I did buy it, but because I didn't know you could compile it yourself at the time, but if I was doing it now, I'd probably just compile it. Did you guys see YouTube video he created about the airplane enjoying the world based on real world map? I have no idea how it's possible to get that much done just for a video. Yeah, Sebastian Log is insane. Like, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense why he takes so long to release his stuff now, because there's no way you can do that. This is off-centered, and I just used the wrong tool there. I think I need one more line here. Actually, instead of doing that, let's take away one more line here. Is that centered? I think it is. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. That's good enough. Okay, anyways, let's just get the coordinates of this stuff. And then we will go ahead and add it to our sprite sheet. Okay, cool. So that's all right. So this is located at 236, 134, and it's 512 by 512. Is that right? Did I seriously get it that perfect? 512 by 512? No, this is at 277.0. And how big is that selection? And I think the selection is 236 by 134. That would make more sense. Okay. So that top left pixel is 2760. Let me go ahead and open this thing up again. So we'll do that. And hopefully I don't close it this time. Okay. And then let's go to this. Okay. So this is going to be our inventory HUD. UV start is XY. UV size is XY. Okay, what is the start and what is the size? Start is 2760. That's good. And then the size is 236, 134. Okay, and that should be good. Cool. So now we should have that as a sprite sheet. And what did I call it? I called it inventory HUD. Okay. So if we go into now, I think I have something called HUD.cpp. Yeah, main HUD.cpp. Cool. So this will be good. Now we can add this into here. We'll add like a boolean that basically tells us whether we're viewing our inventory or whatever. So let's go into main HUD.h and we'll say, just to get it on the screen for now, extern bool viewing inventory. And we'll go ahead and grab that, set it to false. And then inside of here, we'll say, what is this doing? If regular inventory slot and selected inventory slot. Oh, that's just checking to see if we have the textures. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so we'll add one more texture up here. We'll say static const sprite star inventory HUD equals null pointer. And we'll go ahead and grab it here. Equals, I have to do this weird syntax because I'm accessing this stuff very bad for some reason. Okay, so we'll do that. We grab it, and we'll say and inventory HUD. Actually, we don't even have to check there. We can check outside of this. So we'll say, yeah, actually that's probably good. Inventory HUD. What we could do is we could just say if not any of these, log this warning. That way I don't have everything branched up like this because I don't like going that deep. Okay, and then we'll just return here. And then we can go ahead and remove this if statement. So that's better. Okay, cool. So now that makes sure we loaded everything properly. And then we'll go down here. This draws our hotbar. So let's just draw the hotbar, and then this will do if viewing inventory, draw the inventory. And this should draw the crafting screen and everything. I guess technically we shouldn't draw the crafting because that's different. So this should be like view crafting screen or whatever. Let's just change that so we're consistent. Let's say viewing craft screen. Okay, we'll change this up here. Somewhere. Yep, right there. And then we'll change this. Okay, draw the craft screen. Okay, so if we're drawing the crafting screen, for now, what we're gonna do is let's just try and loop through all of the inventory slots and paste them. What do you get in Minecraft? You get like 3 rows of 9, 27, I believe. Yes. Let me just check up on the chat. Yes, I agree, Seawoods. Quality over quantity. That's what I'm trying to do with these newer videos too on YouTube. So hopefully you guys like the newer stuff. Actually, since you're all here, I'll give you a sneak peek about the newest one I'm going to be releasing, hopefully within like the next week. I want to do it. Yeah, let's check this out real quickly. So I'm doing some cool visualizations with 3 blue 1 browns management. Prince Jugi, thank you. Inventory is 3x9. I will use that in a minute. So I'm using 3 blue 1 browns animation software, which is just amazing. And so this is like one of the animations I've created to visualize serializing and deserializing chunks. But yeah, so this is gonna be the next video, hopefully soon. And it looks a lot better when you have audio and music and everything else. Anyways, though, yeah, let's draw the crafting screen. So we'll say for int row equals 0 until row is less than 3, row plus plus. For int column equals 0 until column is less than 27, column plus plus. So coming soon on YouTube is that video with all of those animations and stuff. Okay, so we draw the crafting screen. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw these textures, which is the inventory slots. Yes, so we have regular and selected, so we're gonna be doing that. Did you say you used three blue and brown software? Yes, yeah, that was. Hey, how's it going, Lopacito? Hope you're doing all right. So we're gonna be taking this. We're gonna need the start exposition stuff too. So let's go ahead. We're gonna say start. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna say start exposition equals number of hotbar inventory slots. Where do I have all that stuff defined to? Because we're probably, yeah, okay. Let's do static const int number of inventory or craft. Actually, I guess this is just inventory rows equals 3 rows const int number inventory columns equals 27. No, 9. I'm multiplying that. 3 by 9. Yep. Okay. So inventory rows. Let's do that. And inventory columns. Three blue and brown software is called Manum, and there's a community managed repo page. That is true. Yep. And they're epic for releasing that and stuff. It is a little finicky to use at times, but it's a pretty good animation software. It's much better than mine, so I will take it. Okay, so basically we got that. Let's do the start exposition is going to be, let's see. I think I can probably use the same sizes here, but we want to do the number of columns times the size over 2. We also want to draw the big thing too, the actual screen. So let's do crafting inventory pose equals crafting inventory size, which I should probably add up here. Let's do a static const glm vec2 crafting inventory size equals we'll do 0.2f because that's the, wait, no, what's the actual size of our thing down there? So 0.2f times 9, which is 1.8. Okay, so we'll do 2.0. And we'll do 3.0 for the size. I think that's good. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so then this is gonna be the number of columns times that. Okay, we need to get this first though. So this is, the position is gonna be its size, just the negative size. So we'll say negative, because we want it to be centered on the screen. Okay, and then I can just say render draw texture 2D. We'll give it our crafting HUD or whatever, our inventory HUD. What did I call that? Yeah, I need to change that up too. Okay, and then we'll give it the position of crafting inventory pose. And we will give it size of crafting inventory size. And color styles default is the index of -2. Okay. And I believe I need to do star there. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's just do this for now. It should just draw the inventory screen, and I need to add in a key handler thing for that. So let's go into the player controller. If we're in survival mode, and we got some down here. Here we go, yeah. If input key begin press, GLFW key E, and then we'll say main HUD viewing crafting screen equals not main HUD viewing crafting screen. Okay, so that should toggle it and we should be able to see it. Let's also do a application lock cursor. Do I have that? Get window dot lock cursor. Yeah, okay, set cursor mode normal. Okay, so we'll do that if we're viewing. Otherwise we'll do, actually we could simplify this even more too. Let's just say cursor mode equals main HUD viewing crafting screen. If we're viewing it, then cursor mode normal, otherwise cursor mode locked. Okay, and then we'll just pass that in. That should be good. So now when we press the E key, we should pop it up and our mouse should become unlocked, and then it should lock it once we press it again, and it should toggle. Lopacito, good luck on your quiz. Good to see you. We broke something? I think we broke something. Does the program have the same function as the one I made, Gabe? The one with the lines, curves, etc. It does, yeah. So 3 Blue and Brown's animation software has like everything mine had and way more. Like his stuff is legit. So definitely check it out if you get a chance. Oh wait, I think it's because I changed main.cpp. Yeah, it would help if I turn this off and turn that back on. Okay, so let's see. We should get an inventory thing popping up now, hopefully. So if we load this up, if I press E, oh, I'm not in survival mode. If I'm in survival mode and I press E, my cursor does become unlocked, but we're not drawing anything. We're not getting any warnings either though. And if I hit E again, it does become locked. Okay, so we're definitely hitting that thing. So this is definitely getting triggered. So we should definitely be hitting this. So I'm guessing the position is just bad or something, or the size is bad or something, which wouldn't make much sense. Oh wait, no, you know what it is? It's because I have to regenerate that, possibly. Yeah, it's because I never exported this. Okay, that's what it is. Man, I always do this. I need to export after I make changes to this. So let's export. Okay, replace it. Yep, okay. There we go. Now let's see if this works. Okay, so if I hit E, okay, we are getting it displayed there, horribly. Let's fix up those dimensions and stuff. And I'll fix the artwork eventually, don't worry. How would one go about studying for a quiz? Hopefully you just review the material. It's as easy as that, I hope. This needs to be crafting size over 2. Okay, and then we also need to change that size because it didn't look very good. So let's change it to like, oh yeah, width should definitely be bigger than height. So let's change that to like 4. And we'll change this to like 2.4. I don't know. I'll get the exact aspect ratio and stuff in a minute so that it looks better. Okay. So I hit E. Okay, yep. So it's definitely popping up, and I hit E again, disappears. It's too big at the moment, though, and we also need to stop updating the rest of our player controller when we go into this mode. So that should be pretty easy to add in. It's too big at the moment, though, so let's change that a little bit. Let's go like 3.0, and we'll do like 1.8. I think that should be fine. And then also when we're in the player controller, we just need to see if this is true. And if it is or whatever. Okay, wait, so let's see. This is placing blocks. Yeah, basically what I want to do is just say if we're not viewing that screen, then we can do all this stuff. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, I think that's right. Cool. So let's do that. And so we shouldn't move our camera around and stuff once we enter that mode now. I always hated studying. Finals were the worst too. Like, because you have no idea what to study for in that case. Okay, so if I hit E, we can do this, and it's not moving around my camera. And then if I hit E again, we're back into this mode. So that's all good. Okay, just double check that one more time. Yep, that's all good. Cool, so now what we want, oh, and we should probably stop drawing that thing too. What we want to do also is draw the slots there. And probably move this up just a little bit. I don't know. For now, it's going to be fine where it is. I can change positions, change the artwork, all that later. I just want to get functionality in for now. So inside the main HUD, we'll say if this and we're not drawing the inventory screen. Drawing or viewing crafting. Okay, so that should stop us from drawing that when we're viewing the crafting screen. And then right here, we want to draw all of our inventory slots. So we can say start X position equals the number of columns times the inventory slot size over 2. Well, actually, we need to get the slot size first, though. So what we'll do is we'll say something like vec2 slot size equals our crafting inventory size dot X over the number of columns. Yeah, okay. Or actually, I guess, yeah, so that'll be the X. And then the Y will be the same thing because we want them to be square. I may have to change that though. I don't know. Let's just do this. We'll say, change that to a float. Okay. So this is our slot size. And we want to do that minus some padding between them. So I'll just do like padding times number inventory columns. Okay. And then we'll just say float padding equals like 0.01F. Okay, cool. So that gives us a size. Start X position will be this over the slot size over 2. That's all good. And then the Y position. I guess I could hard code that, but I'm going to do like a Y offset. Float Y offset equals like 0.1 maybe, and then we'll do Y offset plus our position. Crafting inventory pose. Dot Y. That's probably got to be higher. So we have what? Total of 1.8. So this will probably be like 0.6. Okay, and then right here we'll say render draw texture 2D star inventory slot, or I guess it's regular. Okay, and then we'll give it position of current slot position, size of slot size, which is a 2-dimensional vector. Okay, and then color default, and z index we'll do as -1. Okay, cool. And then we just need to increment the size. So we'll say current slot position dot x plus equals slot size. And then right here, we'll say current slot position dot x equals start x position. And then we'll say current slot position dot y plus equals slot size. Okay, plus padding. And we can do the same thing here. So now we should get inventory slots. Let's see if all that works. This is why you need a better UI manager and everything too, because this is just annoying to do every time you want to add some sort of new UI to the game. I don't like having to manually code stuff, but whatever, it works. Okay, so we're definitely getting them all on the screen. They're definitely centered too, which is good. This is weird. Okay, that was doing that weird turning. Okay, but anyways, we just need to move it down a little bit more, and then we also need to change the size of our inventory management. Do these seem big enough? I think these, maybe we can make those a little bit bigger. Okay. Start X position is gonna be this plus padding too, I think, is what we want. Just want to make sure that's all correct. So let's just do that plus padding. And then we'll do this. Yep, that's fine. Okay, cool. So what are we doing? So the size is that minus padding times that. This isn't doing the correct calculations, I don't think. So we take the width over the number of columns. That should give us like an even width minus padding times the number of columns, which should give us the padding between each of them. That's weird. Yeah, because those should be filling the width. Let's just change this Y offset for now though. And then we'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, so we've got this. How's it going, Eddie Dev? Hope you're doing all right. Okay, so we pop that up. Oh, I need to do Y offset is positive. It should probably be negative. So let's do that, which is weird because oh, it's because we're adding to the slots. Never mind. Wait a second. Nope, stop that. I think 0.6 was probably good. I just need to be subtracting here, not adding. Yep, okay. So let's do this one more time. Okay, so we launch that. We launch that. Okay, there we go. So that's good. I need to move them up a little bit more. And they're not taking in the full width, which is kind of weird because they should be like expanding to fill. Because we're saying slot size equals the width of our inventory. Yup. Over the number of columns, which should give us an even number of columns for that. Let's take out the padding real quick and see if that's what's messing it up. Okay. Yep, so that definitely made it bigger, which is good. They're a little bit too big though, because we have the padding. So I'm just doing the padding calculation wrong here. We should be subtracting the padding times the number of columns. Which sounds right to me. I'm not sure why this wouldn't work. Let me go to the drawing screen real quickly because I think that's probably gonna be good. Let's go here. And I'm gonna scroll way down. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I've got a big box and I basically want to say, okay, how I want to fit 27 smaller or 9 smaller boxes here. What size do they need to be? Well, they need to be this width, which is W. W over 9 will give me an even number that I can go into here, but I want to add padding into here too. So I need to subtract that. Actually, no. Okay, so what I need to do is I just need to say W plus padding over 9. That's what I need to do. And I probably need to do padding times 2 over 9. Something like that. I don't know if I have to do times 2, but that's what I want. So let's go back here. Okay, and then let's just change this to that plus padding. Okay, I think that's what we want. Cool. So if we do this now. And we load this in. We hit E. Okay, cool. So they're closer. I think I need to do padding times 2. I think that's what's going on there. Because we're sort of adding double padding, one on the left and one on the right for each of these. So we just need to make sure we account for that. Okay. Still doesn't look quite right. It's not taking up the right width. Which is weird. So we take the size X. Oh, wait. Yeah, the size X minus padding times 2 times number of inventory columns. I think that's what I wanted. And I don't think I do need that times 2 there. Okay, let's see if this works. Just try things until they work, right? It'll eventually get there. Okay, that looks better. Let's add that times 2 back in. And I think we're in business now. Hopefully. Okay, F2, E. Yeah, so they're definitely the right thing. I just need to fix that now so that they're aligned properly. So let's just get rid of that. Yeah, I think that's all I need to do. Okay. And then I think we should be good. Hopefully. Okay, load that in. And no, that does not help. Well, we can fix it later on. For now, though, the main point is we're good here in terms of we can display them. Let's just see if we can figure out if we're hovering over them, which should be pretty easy. We can just take our code from here, which we did. And this, the player controller, I think I've got something in here. Let's see. Wait, no, I don't have anything in here. Okay, we just need to add in like a little box check here. So we can say if I had a helper function in one of my other classes or something. Let's do GUI.h. Yeah, no, I don't have it in here. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. So if our mouse position, so input mouse pose, which we need to go from here. Okay, so if mouse pose or mouse X, okay, there we go. If mouse X is greater than or equal to this guy's position, and it is less than our position plus our size, and our Y is greater than this guy's Y, and this should be slot position. and our y is less than this guy's y plus its size. So if all that's true, we are hovering, else we are not hovering. So we just draw a different texture. And this will be hovered. Inventory slot or selected. Yeah, okay, we'll do that for now. I'll swap out all the artwork and everything later, but for now I just want to get it working so that now we got like the basic functionality and everything. Okay, so if I go ahead and do that, should highlight when I hover over it now, but it's not, so that's not good. Is it detecting it? Is it because of nope. Okay, I was gonna see if it's because of the weird glitch that's on, like how my mouse is desynced or whatever for some reason. Yeah, it's just not changing. That's weird. Did I do the right texture there? Yeah. Let's see if we ever hit this. And let's make sure my logic's right here. So if the x is greater than that x and the x is less than that x plus its size, and the y is greater than its y, and the y is less than that's y plus its size, that's all fine. Otherwise, we draw something else. Okay, let's see if we ever hit that breakpoint. And we do not ever, so, which makes sense, because otherwise it would be drawing it. Okay, guys, I am getting kind of sick and tired of coding for now, so I think I'm probably gonna stop it here. I'll finish this up on my off time, but that's the basic process. I'm just gonna go through and do this, fix all the bugs, swap out the artwork, get all that working right. I'm glad we got that one bug solved, which was pretty bad. I mean, you don't want your game crashing all the time, so it's good that it's not crashing. I'll also have to figure out seeding and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. In the next episode, no idea what we'll be doing, but we'll find out when that comes. So I'll see you guys next Saturday. All right, thanks everyone.